Welcome back to Azran Legacy, the story so far. After winning Burnev's game and seeing through his tricks, Layton and the others finally get their hands on the last egg.
Excellent.
With all the eggs now in place, our heroes are ready to solve the puzzle of the key, quote-unquote, bequeathed by the Azran.
And nothing wrong will happen.
Exquisite.
Sure.
Alright, let's go.
Layton, you have to solve a puzzle first.
No, the puzzle itself is...
ready?
The puzzle itself is the solving the key thing.
I shall begin.
Go ahead.
O 5 stones of aura, hear the call of the emissary. Reveal unto the world your true form.
The avatar state.
Yes.
I like how this required no prep at all. She just does it.
She could do it at any moment.
The Azran probably prepared her with everything she needs from the get-go. Alright.
Puzzle.
Puzzle 143, the Azran eggs. Awoken by Aurora's command, the 5 eggs have each begun projecting a beam of light. However, something about the beam seems off, resulting in the unlit patches seen on the ground. Taking one egg at a time, adjust the beams by moving the purple squares of the stylus and then giving a very brief tap to make the dark squares light and vice versa. If you light up all the dark patches to create a solid beam of light, the egg will activate. Do this with all 5 eggs and get them to reveal their true form. What this boils down to is basically make sure you switch all the blocks to where it's supposed to be, basically. You'll be able to see for yourself in a moment. I actually forgot if I... No, I'm pretty sure I didn't... Come on, Pedro, touch the screen. Please.
The screen wants to be touched.
You're building up tension.
Where did the player touch you? Touch screen?
Everywhere!
Slide the set of purple squares to adjust the beam, then give the screen a brief tap. Dark squares will turn green, while green squares will turn dark. Turn every square green, and to activate the egg. That's basically it. Alright, so let's do that. As you can see, there are some squares that are already green, so it's not as simple as just clicking twice and that's it. Let's see... There you go. This one works fine.
And there you go. It's really easy. You can solve it with the first one screen can be solved in one, 2 moves or something. It's just when they become more, complex.
Yeah. As you can see, we're switching the eggs into their proper true form because the egg-shaped form is just a fake jigsaw puzzle. So basically, we're supposed to form a key with these 5 things. There we go.
It looks like a horn.
The idea is that all 5 of these pieces should combine to form a key. So, and that's basically it. Just turn every square green. Remember, you have to be careful because any square, if you do it for any squares that are already green, they turn back dark, which means, of course, you wouldn't. So you have to make sure you know exactly what you're putting. Not to mention, there may be sometimes it might be wise to maybe potentially temporarily turn a green square into a dark one for the sake of then later, turning it back during the process. So.
Again with the tuning fork shape.
Jeez, were these made out of transformium or something?
And there you go.
Energon job.
No. Energon is the energy, essentially. Transformium is the metal that transforms.
Okay.
Alright, the final egg. Let's see. This should do.
What the H?
So you know what this is, guys. This is essentially that sewing press puzzle from the crossover, just brought into mystical form. So it was foreshadowing.
The technique is the same, basically.
So you see, it was foreshadowing with that puzzle being used as the last puzzle of the DLC. That this would be the grand puzzle of Azran Legacy.
Seems like it, yeah. And there we go.
We're done.
I think
what a weird-looking key.
It's not whole yet, as you're about to see.
I've seen weird-looking keys.
Okay. cracked it. You can't make an Azran key without breaking a few eggs. There you go. There you go. That's how the key is supposed to look like.
I mean, I guess it's supposed to be an actual key, but it looks like a scepter in the making.
Totally would be a Layton keyblade.
I never expected the eggs to change their shape like that.
This is it. The 5 eggs, or 5 keys, combined into one master key that will unlock the power of the Azran.
Professor, are you okay?
Well, we are all near the end of our goal.
Aurora used her mysterious powers to combine the 5 eggs. Together they form the keystone that will unlock the legacy of the Azran. That's the title of the game.
It transpires that each egg is not a key in its own right. Rather, they combine to form a single key.
Figures.
Thankfully, it's not like the crossover where you have to rearrange it constantly to add different keys.
Again, was it a wise thing to do this on Targent's doorstep?
Or like rooftop.
Aurora, is something wrong? I mean, duh.
Exerted the power.
Go ahead. Joey?
Sure.
My head, blah,
sorry.
blah. Go on.
No, I don't believe it. It is a lie.
Okay, so basically her memory should have reawakened now, so what exactly
is like Jean Grey.
That's not true! That's impossible!
What exactly did you just remember, Aurora?
Exit stage
What is it? Aurora, come back!
No, stop,
I'm back on screen!
The power of the Azran must not be unleashed. I remember everything. I remember what the Azran Legacy is.
Hello, the Baptist.
Who I really am.
What do you mean?
I am the Iblis Trigger.
As long as I remain, only ruin awaits.
Whoa, this is getting a bit drastic.
Well, actually, when you see what exactly the Azran Legacy is, you understand why she wants to destroy it with her.
Beyond our control are already in motion. The world is in great peril. Your death will not change that now.
Wait,
So what
it
are we
is?
supposed to
I mean,
do?
we just gotta keep the key hidden and then we should be fine.
Secure the Azran
I mean, that's a big
legacy.
key.
You can eat the key or something.
I'm not sure that's going to work, Dwebs. Go on.
Put it in pieces, it'll digest.
It has all come back to me. All the things I didn't want to remember.
That should be an
Oh
intro.
boy.
Yeah, sure. Try to digest metal. See how that goes for you.
I swallowed a pound coin once.
They suggested to do that even with the 1 ring for low rings material. This is nothing new.
Well, I guess we need to all start eating pound coins now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, the Azran have a message for whoever should manage to piece it together.
It reads, "Don't do it, you fools!"
Don't do this very cool thing that erases humanity. Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Don't press this button.
Don't press.
It's the history eraser button for Ren and Steam.
Don't press the destroy the world button.
In the place of awakening, the gateway stands.
Okay. Press A, Pedro. Thank you.
You guys stop thinking.
Open the way, enter the sanctuary. There our power lies.
Ah, lies. That's the key word. The powers are bullshit.
As the key was constructed, I knew these words. I feel I have always known them.
Because games like this that have a plot like this try to be pretty clever with their wording.
Well, that's not just games like these. Most writers like.
The world will turn to ash.
Well, that's just. That's
Oh my god.
That's not.
Like he said, Bravely Default is actually one of the best cases of it.
Mm-hmm.
The sanctuary of the Azran stirs. It calls to me. No, we must dispose of the keystone. We can't let the last door be opened.
So, Aurora, you will say, combined with the prophecy that you just said, that we should gatekeep.
Yes.
Absolutely. Gatekeep
I
this
am
shit.
the gatekeeper.
Go ahead.
Come now, Aurora. You are just feeling a little overwhelmed. Perhaps the power held in this key is too much for you.
Perhaps you're right. Even now, the power flowing through me is almost too much to bear.
Wow, no, she's a
I
kid,
thought
but
she
that's
really is doing great.
For an Azran, she really is easy to convince.
Well, considering considering she started off as basically an infant, that's not really a surprise to us at all. Go ahead, Joel.
You look rather pale. You should take some time to rest before we move on to the next step. Intend. I will look after the key in the meantime. I'll try to get some rest.
Thank you, Professor.
What a generous kind soul Professor Sikamori is.
Why can't I hold the key?
Where did your pupils go, Professor?
My pupils have disappeared.
Are you okay, my dude?
Oh god, this is where it starts.
Is something wrong?
Suddenly we have voice.
I win this round, wouldn't you say, Layton?
Yeah.
Can't be.
Of course, since we
But it can be.
Of course, since we both played the previous two prequels, this is a surprise. This is a surprise to none of us because
How were you wearing that under there?
I am absolutely shocked that Layton did not saw this coming because most of the time he manages to, get an idea way ahead of people.
You think he'd also have recognized the voices?
Why did I take you with me all over the world?
Also, believe it or not, this is one of those rare cases where if you weren't following up with the game, this might be more of a surprise to you. Because, the advertising spoiled this run.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. Nintendo, let's just say Shirai. Yeah.
That is not the only twist.
No. Nintendo, trust me. I can speak as someone who was hyped in 2013 for the game. Nintendo of America's marketing for this game can blow me. Like, they
Spoiled too?
Yeah, well, yeah, Shirai, as someone, silly me, I was kind of going off this Nintendo wouldn't just spoil the plot for no reason.
Oh no.
He's going back to
Thanks, Nintendo.
Quickly.
American companies seem to do this a lot, actually.
This was 2013, so I do wonder how much Treehouse was involved in
That being said, go ahead. So sorry, the archaeologist called this up Descale's go ahead, those.
Descale's intentions were once shrouded in mystery, but it appears that he was only working alongside us to fulfill his own goals.
Exactly.
And
to be fair, like I said, we saw the previous two prequels, so we knew who he was the moment Raymond showed up at the beginning of the game. So this is not a surprise to us. This totally tracks.
Come on, we have to go down after him. Who knows what Descale might do with the power of the Azran?
Exactly. After Descale. Well, technically that doesn't work there because it's not a location. Go ahead.
I fear that going back the way we came will take too long.
You know what that means? MacGyver moment.
Well, let's check Bronev's office. Maybe he has a super quick executive lift, or a giant fireman's pole that goes all the way down.
You were saying, Pedro?
What? I was saying what?
About the Batman transitioning.
Oh, that. Well, okay, fine. But the point is, I get the feeling remember, he originally was proposing this as the final Herschel Layton game, so I get the feeling he wanted one final moment where Herschel creates some kind of device out of whatever he finds. So
Confident that we'll find something in here to help us.
Really, Professor? How is anything in here going to help us catch Descale?
Well, I believe our best bet is to mimic him and launch ourselves from the top of the tower.
Out of context, Professor Layton.
go ahead.
Jova?
Jova?
Oh.
Jova. It is the fastest way down without a doubt. However, I do not intend to jump so much as glide gently down.
Of course.
Look, with your pause there for a second.
Go ahead, Shiri.
Oh, I get it, Professor. You want to build a sort of hang glider.
I mean, at this point, this is business as usual for you, Herschel, so go ahead.
Yes, I want to enter the X Games. Precisely. Now let us look for suitable materials to build one.
Alright, let's look for materials.
Also nuts.
Aha! This should do the trick. Given the creature's wingspan,
Aha!
easily hold a man.
I get it! Of course, Tail, we're going to solve this your Hunter of the Future style. So does this mean Layton gets his own theme song about how he's the man?
What better frame than the skeleton of a pterosaur, a creature built for gliding, its skeleton perfectly adapted to the task.
Oh my god, he finally got a dinosaur right this time, too.
Now, could you please give me a hand?
Because Professor's not exactly the best with getting these dinosaur bones right.
Basically, Hino or the translators need to do more research on dinosaurs next time they write this thing. So.
It feels very sturdy. I think this might actually work.
And if it doesn't, well, we can all say we tried in the afterlife.
Yep.
What the shit is that?
You built it, Professor!
I know, it looked a lot better in my head. Now then, let's have it.
Like the
It's like that gag in The Simpsons. What a lovely hang glider. Why doesn't mine look like that?
Yeah.
Professor, are you really going to jump off here?
Actually,
Go ahead.
it's a we.
Well, there's no time to waste.
Definitely will not linger here in the nest. There's no time to waste.
Literally.
Careful, won't you, Professor?
But you two are coming with me.
Wait, what?
Right.
Hell I am.
I'm afraid this hang glider only supports one person, Herschel.
Do not worry about me. You three should make your way down the tower and head back to the landing pad.
Oh, there you go then. See.
Bye.
Bye.
It's like, see ya.
Oh, Professor!
Come on, Luke. We need to get going too.
I'm really gonna miss him if he dies.
Can't wait to get going.
Don't be silly, Luke. This is a prequel.
Professor, you're not supposed to break the fourth wall like
Unless
that.
the Professor in the original trilogy is actually a clone.
Oh god.
Here you go. One final sword duel between
What the hell?
Herschel's world. He's the man.
What are you planning? Descolate, this is bigger than us both.
You can't stop me. The Azran Legacy is all I have to live for.
What are you talking about?
Enough.
God, Harry, dodge. And would you look at that? I finally found a way across your...
I got two lightsabers.
Wow, outsmarted by a metal pipe.
I mean,
Okay.
considering it was sliced down the middle, it's probably a little jagged there.
Unfortunately for you, I came with a backup.
Shit.
So long, Layton.
Not to worry, I can pilot the Bostonius.
Can we?
Before Descalay took the key from Aurora, he also heard what she said, didn't
Well, Teo, if Tintin can pilot every single thing under the sun, I don't see why Layton can't.
In the place of awakening, the gateway stands.
Yeah, basically. In the place of awakening. So what is the place of awakening? Huh? Anybody been paying attention?
My bed.
The place of awakening? That must mean the ice cave where we found Aurora, right?
Very good.
No, it's my bed. The bed, that's a place where you wake up.
Not that awakening.
It's more surprising that it's not instead the dome in the middle of a siren lake.
Yes, Descalay is doubtless on his way to Frohenberg now, yet we have the Bostonius. Do you know how to fly this thing?
Well, I think if it's anything like heavy machinery, I could learn how to do it in 5 minutes.
Yep.
That's
That,
the second one.
Or Aurora.
you never know when that talent of mine may come in handy. I might be able to save 2 women who are falling
Luke,
off
you're
the
gonna
giant
crash!
metal tower.
Alright. We'll see about progress
That's
later.
the story of why Luke knew how to operate
Chapter
heavy
6.
machinery in the crossroads.
The Azran Sanctuary.
Luke, where did you learn to fly?
Where did you learn to
I learned-
fly?
Well, where else? From your dad.
Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah!
No!
Ow! Ow!
Wow, they really did crash. Is the cat okay?
Yes, yes. Don't worry.
Is everybody alright?
Fine here, Professor. Also, you have a cat stuck to your face.
Oh
My
no.
head.
Here. And here too. All four of you.
Luke, remember, one of our members is a... Ugh.
Now what are you saying? There's 2 Laytons and 2 Emmys. 4 of you.
Ah.
But I don't know
can't
if we
see
can say
Aurora
the same of the
anymore?
Bostonians. Nope,
Well,
she's
we
not
must
on the
be
screen.
thankful that has kept us safe for one last bumpy landing. Ugh.
At least we're in the right place. If Descalais is looking for the Azran Sanctuary, he's sure to be here somewhere.
Oh, okay, I'm feeling better.
Just to
Oh wait, I
just
was
give me
right,
a
there
minute.
are 4 of you. Emmy, Layton, the cat, and Aurora.
Just give me a minute to relocate my shoulder.
Ow.
Okay. Thanks. Agreed. And it's up to us to stop him.
Well, let's go then. I'm sure you, a middle-aged professor, me, a young child, and Emmy, pretty much our power force, can
But
stop
before we
him.
do, there's the cat. But before we do that, let's watch some episodes.
Aurora is
Okay.
here for support.
Yes,
We'll let
great
Descalais
support.
do whatever.
Remember,
for now.
remember, video game logic. The villain will stay there in his place, waiting for us to get there, and so we can do all the side quests that we want. So
Except I am not like most villains, so I shall use this time improper
The butler
to
and
use
oh,
for my
speaking of the
advantage.
cat,
Keats, the puzzle-loving cat, keeps Raymond a company on board the Bostonians. The two have formed quite a friendship, one that no one else is aware of. So there you go. In the background, throughout the entire game, Raymond and Keats kind of became friends, as you're about to hear. Alright, Shiri, you and me.
oh my god, he's still floating.
Well. We are enjoying ourselves, aren't we, Master Keats? Sometimes a little relaxation is just what one needs.
Like, they didn't even put him on a stool or something. He's just floating there.
Indeed. I
dialogue.
wholeheartedly agree. Would Monsieur perhaps care for a small snack before his afternoon cat nap? There you go.
God, you're spoiling the thing too much, bro.
There you go. This cat has its own butler.
That's just called a cat owner.
Excellent. These happen to be the finest treats money can buy. I hope they are suited to Monsieur's sensitive palate. The Butler and the Cat. That's like the name of a sitcom. One's a butler, the other's a cat. What wacky hijinks can get into? Exactly. A very good day to you, Master Keats. How goes the puzzle collecting? I love how Keats has a question mark on its collar. A fine day's work, if I may say so. Remember, I shall be at your beck and call should you require anything.
How nice.
Exactly. Haha, you suggested I take a break? Well, I don't suppose anyone would notice. Our little secret, yes.
Yeah.
He's enjoying this.
But for how much?
Indeed. Next, while we were in the nest, it seems the time has come for us to part ways, Master Keats. I say this with a heavy heart. Believe
Somehow
me.
he knew in advance that Descalais would need the backup plane.
I'm pretty sure he told to him beforehand.
Yeah. It was an honor to have been the presence of such a distinguished feline as yourself. Do take care. Perhaps one day we will cross paths once more.
Raymond, for the love of God, have the backup plane all stocked and ready and fueled. I'm about to put in my absolute master plan into play.
And that was the story of how Raymond became a cat dad.
And then left that cat for...
Burnett is gone from the nest, leaving Tarjan without a leader. For Swift, all seems lost, but perhaps there can be a future for the organization after all.
Okay, I feel like this episode should have been released a bit later, given how...
Well, to be fair,
this
is something that's probably happening at the moment right now. Go.
I mean, it's a lock now, Jova, so I guess it makes sense to you.
This is how he repays us. After everything we did for him, all the people we enslaved,
and killed.
Why would he take those mindless fools to the sanctuary and not me?
Betray.
Me, not him.
It's not fair.
We would unlock the secrets of the Azran together. We were going to go down in history together. Why did he do it? Why would he just cast aside the scientist who shed sweat and blood for him?
Okay, Tommy Wiseau, calm down.
Eggman?
Swift, I thought you might want to know the Fuzz will be here any minute. Looks like somebody gave him our location.
Yep, and we all know that was,
Well, maybe you shouldn't have put Targent headquarters on your building, you fools.
Well, remember, Dwibs, Agent Blum kind of, he folded like a cheap suit.
Here, it's not all sunshine and roses, I'll give you that. But it's far from over. We're
about to go to jail.
We have plans in place for just this kind of emergency. Those coppers won't find a thing.
How did the second in command not know about all this? Even if you're right, it doesn't matter. Without a leader, we serve no purpose.
Well, sure, the boss and his military boys are gone, but people like you and me, the ones who actually care, we're still here.
So
we're here!
Still here!
We're still Targent. We still exist to unravel the mysteries of the Azran, don't we?
Well, they're about to bloody well be solved!
Listen, I had a chat with the others. We had a vote to decide who'd be our new leader, and there was a clear winner. Who do you think they picked? Go on, guess.
I swear to God, if it was Clarence... Are you saying that they picked me?
No, they picked the janitor down the street.
Bingo. Listen, we've got no one else to turn to. The nest is our home. Targent is our life. We need someone to lead us.
Well, my first decree changed the lighting.
We've still got the old crew here who came to support this cause out of choice. You know, me and my missus, for instance. Yeah, so yeah, even though we never see female Targent, apparently they are indeed a thing, it's just that we don't see them, apparently.
Huh. Oh well. Anyway, you're right. I lost sight of the bigger picture. There's still a wealth of knowledge left in the city. Perhaps we too can become as wise as the Azran. Nobody's home about the ending of this game.
I wouldn't be surprised. The missus is always telling me about how we've got a real gold mine of Azran wisdom here.
Oh my God! Again, knowing how this game ends, I almost feel sorry for Swift.
Yeah, I say we do everything we can to stop it falling into the wrong hands. I do, however, like the idea that now that Bronov and his military is gone, the people who actually do care are going to try to bring Targent back to just being a research organization rather than being a criminal military shit. Go on.
Although, keep in mind, they're still dodging the cops, so...
Oh,
yeah,
sure. Oh, sure. I'm not saying they're saints. I'm just saying that I do like the idea. Becoming as wise as the Azran, that's some ambition. I like it.
Again, like I said, I would have had this unlock maybe after a later part in the game. Like, I feel like it kind of gives away a bit too much, the fact that Bronov is gone off on his own.
I'm more amused by the fact that Swift was so, indoctrinated to an extent that...
It's the city, folks. We sure come at a bad time. We're evacuating Furenborg.
Damn, things are serious.
Wait, what? Are you filming the sequel to the Avengers 98 or something? Evacuating? Why? What's going on?
Avalanche alert is what? All of a sudden our big mountain starts shaking like it has a cold or something. Horrible it was.
That can't be good.
Thanks, Yoda.
Everyone's run away to the valley, and I'll be joining them myself.
sanctuary is awakening. If Professor Sycamore uses that key now, it will be too late.
His name is not Sycamore. Did you not get the hint?
Remember, she doesn't. She only knows him as Professor Sycamore. She doesn't have the context that we do. So.
You were there.
Then we'll just have to get to him before that. To the ice cave.
How do we keep up with him?
Well, we're all trimming fit, aren't we?
I swear, if someone starts.
Yes, we are.
I swear, if someone starts talking about how, oh, isn't this place cold? I'm gonna snap.
What's happening here? The temperature in this cave has changed dramatically.
Oh no, global warming. It was so much colder before. The Azrans were behind global warming all along.
Okay, Alex Jones.
Well, you see, the thing is, you would actually have to acknowledge that global warming is a thing.
Yeah, true. Go ahead, sure, if you don't mind.
The Azran are preparing to welcome the person bold enough to have solved their puzzle and found the sanctuary.
So the Azran are literally saying. So the Azran are literally saying, "Come at me, bro."
Yes.
That's not fair! It should be us, not him!
It should be us, not him! It's not fair!
Come on, let's catch up a bit, Professor!
Yes.
The ultimate Azran prize lies up ahead. This is it, isn't it, Professor?
Is the foreboding dialogue really necessary?
Yes, because
Absolutely.
remember, this was originally meant to be the final Herschel game, so you can tell that Tino is trying to do that on purpose. Alright, let's move on. Alright, if I remember correctly...
He hasn't figured out how to open the door yet.
Oh, is it now? Okay, I thought it was in the next part. Never mind then.
The final Azran puzzle is mine to solve, and mine alone.
Alright.
So let me have this.
Hold on to your butts.
You mustn't.
Oh, wait, is this the part?
Yeah, it is.
Alright.
Okay.
I'll just let you guys. I'll just let you guys rank on it, and then I'll do my own ranking on it after.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I was here all along.
You were here first.
Just know, we had fun while it lasted.
Wow, you
That was
give
that
up
was easy.
so
Well,
easily.
they're pointing their guns to him. What do you want me to do? Them to do?
Dude, he's got a gun!
The custom for vehicle mask suggests otherwise.
Look, well, I didn't bring one of my mechs with me now, did I?
True.
Azran emissary? It is your sacred
I forgot that bit.
unlock their legacy.
Give it back! That's our key! We collected all the parts!
My dear boy, you only collected them because I allowed you to do so.
But you sent two
Brilliant,
Target
wait.
members after
Listen
us
to
at every turn. Granted,
The
they were
Azran
Rook and
legacy is
Bishop,
not
but
the great
still.
gift we imagined.
Nonsense.
There's a bunch of baloney.
Is that?
Oh, that place looks familiar.
It's a bunch of ancient bullshit.
Professor?
I
know
don't
what's
like
happening,
the
don't
likes
you,
of
Luke?
this.
Yes, I do.
Like what happened in Hollenburg.
In Hoogland, actually.
Hoogland, sorry, I forgot the name of it.
Remember, the Azran don't allow weapons in their sanctuaries.
I'm still not
Well,
sure
now he
it's
doesn't have a
applicable to
gun.
weapon or it's just a magnet or something.
That would
What
be
nonsense
interesting.
is this?
Because the key is metal in itself.
Now, Luke.
Professor Cat!
I got it!
You just let him take it.
You're a grown-ass man, bro, man. Seriously.
You're pretty shit
The
at your
Azran do
job.
not allow weapons in their sanctuary. They've made sure nobody can violate the rule.
It was just the same in the Azran ruins in Hoagland.
There you go.
What if it was a wooden
Indeed.
stake?
Knowing this, you bided your time for a chance to strike back. How very
Yep,
crafty.
you fell for a 60 chess plan move.
We've turned the tables
Ah,
on
but
you,
little did you know that I've been playing my own game of 4D chess with you.
Have
Through
you?
the table.
Yeah, here we go. I'll just let you. I'll just let you guys handle this.
Starts.
Go ahead.
Now, yeah, Emmy's a bad guy!
Okay.
Hand over the
Okay.
keystone.
Emmy.
I mentioned
What's
back in our
going on?
crossover run that I've come to terms that I don't think the
No, it's
crossover
not.
ending
I'm
is the
deadly
worst
serious.
thing Layton has done.
Emmy.
That
do
is
you mean to
because
say-
I kind of
That's right.
really
I want
really
to
come to
target.
dislike what Azran
Target.
Legacy's ending has done.
All the time
Keep
I
in
was
mind
working
also,
as your
Azran
assistant,
Legacy's
I was
ending isn't just
watching
the
you.
ending to one game,
instructions
but
would
the ending
report all
to
your
not
findings
just a
relating to
trilogy,
Azran.
but technically a
It can't
quadrilogy
be.
if
Say it's
you
not true, Emmy.
involve the
key.
movie.
Hand it over.
One of the problems
Emmy,
with the ending,
why?
the insurmountable
Why are you
amount
doing
of
this?
twists.
You know
And
what's
one
at
of them
stake.
is that
If
Emmy
the
is a
Azran
bad
legacy is
guy.
awakened,
Now,
Yeah, this-
terrible fate
I
will
was
befall
giving
the
this
world.
game
about it,
a
Emmy.
fair chance
You
to
can't
at least
do
have
this.
some
Please
foreshadowing,
don't.
but no, this comes out of nowhere, and it's a bit hard for a character to come back from holding an ice pick to a child.
Not to.
The
Not.
closest I can imagine is some hesitation in some lines of dialogue, but it's still sloppy. Not to mention, we just established that the
Professor.
machinery apparently does not have a weapon, but one icicle is just fine.
Well, remember, Tail. She's actually not on the specific circle while holding
The
that.
entire room.
No, just
yeah,
that
true,
circle.
Me too.
It's that circle,
Okay.
like specifically that circle that you can see right now in the background right now. Actually.
It's
So
evident
then
that
literally
she's
all the
good.
bug had to do was just not be on the circle.
say,
That's
her performance
incredibly
was
specific, but okay. I'm gonna get a bit ahead of myself, but here's my main issue with this. My main issue is not that Emmy is a bad guy. This actually could have been a good explanation for why she doesn't show up in the original trilogy or whatnot. She betrayed Layton and Luke. My problem is with the execution. And again, to spoil a little bit, it's not even like this sours their relationship to the point where Layton washes his hands of her like I thought it would be. No, they'll actually be pretty fine after all of this.
Buddy at the end.
Countless millennia. And
Again,
nothing has changed.
ice pick
Again,
to child's
I
front.
understand what you guys are saying, but I argue we're still,
You will help
running
us
a
solve
bit
the
too
final
ahead,
puzzle.
especially for the audience sake, and the game is not over yet.
Oh, well, yeah, true. I only bring it up because the whole Emmy being a bad guy thing is
Well,
almost a blink
we're
of
at the
an
end.
mist
Well,
and-
we're at the end of the part, so I'd like to talk about the Emmy plot twist, so I can move on to the next stuff after when we start the next part. So go ahead. Like, I'm guessing you're not done, Jova. So carry on.
Well, like I said, I only bring it up because Emmy being a bad guy, for as much a big impact as it is, it happens relatively quickly.
Yeah.
It's not just that it comes out of nowhere, it's not even really going to be that big a factor for the most part, since Emmy will later
Yeah.
go back to being nice and she'll claim, oh, I wouldn't have actually have hurt Luke. Again, I won't touch base on that now, because
Yeah.
to that
I
point,
have my own
will
theory.
later.
I have my own theory on this, but Shiroi, do you want to say something about this matter before I go?
Are you done, Jova?
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, I don't hate it, but also I feel like they did the easiest thing they could do, because there were a lot of scenes where Emmy is missing, so it was something that they could, again, it was something easy, it was an excuse that was easy for them to come up with. It just seemed like they really needed a way to explain why she wasn't in the original trilogy.
I was about to get into
but
that. Yeah.
I feel like they could have done something else. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
my.
what.
That's actually my
okay?
point as well. Yeah.
Because like other series have characters leave when they're not in other trilogies, like, and have reasons that aren't this contentious.
Mm-hmm.
But go on, Pedro. That's really it.
No, well, okay. I still want to give Dwebs or Teo a chance to say their piece before I go.
I want to wait
okay.
until the final thoughts.
Sure. All right. So before I go, before I go, Dwebs, do you have anything to add?
I'll I mean, I've already gave my spiel of it a little bit, but I'll wait until I'll wait until the end as well, because
Sure.
again, the
I
plot
can-
twist pancake is just beginning.
What I can tell you, Pedro, is that this cheap canned beer tastes great.
At least it's not vodka.
No,
with,
see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Speaking as someone who is fine with the twists after this one, it's more the pacing that's the issue for me. Like the twists themselves, I don't mind. Again, taking the Emmy. Let's take the Emmy plot twist out of the equation for a moment. I actually don't mind the twists that are coming after this. It's more so a pacing issue rather than the actual plot points themselves. But when it comes to the Emmy thing, not even I would give this anything. Here's my fear issue. I get the feeling when Hino conceived Last Spectre, he thought, you know what? We don't really have a strong female character in the main cast, and I really want to make one, so he created Emmy. Problem is, he didn't actually think in the long run about why is she not in the original trilogy. And I get the feeling he only by the time he started writing this game did he think, oh wait, I still have to explain why she's not in the original trilogy. This comes across as something that was made up on the fly.
I definitely
agree. Taking the bullet sacrifice.
Especially because remember, allow me to remind you a bit of what happened in Last Spectre. In Last Spectre, we saw the backstory of how she first met Herschel, so we never get any payoff for that. Okay, I guess it's technically not. I guess her being Bronev's niece and that backstory are technically not incompatible, but you still should elaborate on exactly this. Okay, so let me ask you this: because this game tells us that the reason she became his assistant is because Bronev put her there as a mole, but Last Spectre makes this entire backstory about how she first met Herschel. And imply that that's why she becomes. So which is it? It really comes across as a complete lack of planning. It's like he forgot about that backstory from Last Spectre, which is weird because the twist regarding who Descole is started being foreshadowed in Last Spectre. In fact, for those who don't remember, after Descole makes tune in, I'll defeat you next time, Layton, and then he goes away. Herschel has a moment where he says, Descole, I get the feeling I've seen him somewhere, but I can't quite place it. So that was the beginning of the foreshadowing for who Descole is. So the Descole plot twist, that one was planned. Why wasn't this one planned?
I can definitely agree that, at the very least, if Hino was starting to plan Emmy turning out as a bad guy, the earliest I could maybe see him doing that was around the time they were wrapping up Miracle Mask, because that one was the one to establish that, Targent. Well, yeah, I mean, it was the first one to establish Targent at all, if I recall correctly. Not only that Targent had infiltrators here and then, but even still, it's a bit of a stretch, because I can only really buy he would have started thinking that maybe near the end of development, like if he was planning it during Miracle Mask or prior, it does not show, because there's no foreshadowing whatsoever.
It's kind of similar to it's this both this and the fifth Yokai Watch movie are the two only reasons where Hino seemed like he forgot his own story, because in the fifth Yokai. Yes, go on.
No, finish you first.
Because I mean, I'm not going to go into it because it would be a long story. But the fifth Yokai Watch movie also kind of contradicts stuff that was established previously in the franchise a bit. But I'm not going to go into that. It's weird. But when it comes to this specific game, I appreciate the idea of giving the Layton main cast a major female character who is Layton's assistant, and she's capable and blah blah blah. That's really cool, and I love Emmy. Outside of this one plot point, I just wish he could come up with some better reason for why. Like she always said, literally anything would have been better than this. Have her die. I would rather.
No.
That was the one that I suggested.
I would rather she sacrifice. Okay, they could have come up with some kind of thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I betrayed you or something, and then and then at the end, at the last moment, she tries to redeem herself by offering herself as a sacrifice for the greater good. That would have been better than this. Anything would have been better than this.
There are ways to make a character sacrifice himself without coming off as raging.
Yeah, I agree. I will
Oh,
say
even if
this...
Emmy died, I wouldn't call that fridging at all. Like, fridging
It
is something
depends. It
very
depends in
different.
execution, Shiri. You know, if it's the case of Emmy dying and this angers Layton, so essentially her death serves to propel his characterization. You know.
I feel like the fact that the original trilogy exists takes that away.
True, yeah, because Layton is very okay with bringing Luke around, despite the fact that, you know, if Emmy, his previous assistant, had died, you think maybe he'd be just a little bit more worried about bringing the kid along. Not to say we couldn't have found a way for it to work, but I'll just wrap up my thoughts for the time being. There's more to say with the issues of how Emmy's done. I will say this, though. The execution with Emmy kind of makes her a bit of an unlikable character for me in hindsight.
Yeah.
I can't spoil all the details, but yeah, think of this as like essentially she was lying to Layton the entire time, and she held a child at ice knife
and that-
point hostage.
Yeah, it's a complete betrayal of everything we've seen from Emmy up until this point. Because there's been
The big problem is the story really tries to act like she meant no harm. No sell.
It's it really comes across as like they really did not plan ahead about why she's not in the original trilogy, and this plot twist was made up on the fly. As there you go, that works. Like it's just like, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah, to add what you just said, Pedro, because you mentioned some examples, I would argue, at least in some capacity, the end of Rogue Galaxy also fits. I know that Hino had a co-writer for that one, but it does
Sure.
similar in some aspects in terms of being sudden and
Yeah,
coming
sure.
the fuck out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Sherry. You were saying?
I will have a part 2 to this thought thread, but I need to wait till the final scene that Dwibs alluded to, because there's one line in this scene that bothers me because it seems so flimsy, but I need to see the resolution between her and Layton that happens later before I actually comment on it, because there is a line in this scene that just happened that bothers me.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody.
Well,
All right.
welcome to the beginning of the journey, folks. See you on the next part.
See ya.
We already did that. We already did that story.
All right. See ya.
Jeez.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it. See you for the next part.
Yeah.
Ja.